What's up, everybody? Cinephile Mike is here. We are in season 4 of award season reviews. We're counting down to the 98th Academy Awards with 98 reviews in 98 days. Quick reminder before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single day of the reviews. We're in our 10th theme week. It's all about the BAFTAs this week. Every film I'm talking about is nominated for at least one BAFTA award, the British equivalent of the Oscars, and possibly others. As a reminder, for anyone on the BAFTA voting committee, you have until February 17th, so maybe these reviews are helping you make your selection. And today I am talking about Universal Pictures and Focus Features' The Ballad of Wallis Island. Written by the film stars Tom Basden and Tim Key, based on their short film, The One and Only Herb McGwyer Plays Wallis Island, and directed by their frequent collaborator James Griffiths, the film premiered at Sundance in January of 2025 before releasing in the States in March and the UK in May of last year. So what's this one about? Musician Herb McGwyer, played by Tom Basden, arrives on the remote coast of Wallis Island, which is off the coast of Wales, for what he believes is a simple, well-paid gig. One half of the beloved folk duo McGwyer-Mortimer, Herb has since moved into a more commercial solo career, and the promise of a hefty paycheck is meant to help him finance his next album. Waiting for him is Charles Heath, played by Tim Key, an eccentric, widowed superfan who has invited Herb to the island for a very specific kind of performance, one that is rooted in devotion, nostalgia, and a deep love for the music tied to his late wife. As Herb settles into island life, it becomes clear that this is not a typical booking. Charles's enthusiasm is relentless, his setup unconventional, and his emotional investment unmistakable. Things grow even more complicated when Herb is unexpectedly reunited with Nell Mortimer, played by an always welcome Carey Mulligan, his former musical and romantic partner, who has been brought to the island under circumstances very different from his own, alongside her American husband Michael, played by Akemji Neforjian. Then we have old wounds, unresolved feelings, and long-buried creative history begin to surface as the pair are forced to navigate their past while standing in a place that neither of them planned to be. Surrounded by sweeping landscapes, quiet routines, and a small islands community, the days unfold in ways Herb can't fully control. What starts as a transactional visit gradually becomes something more intimate, as music, memory, and human connection collide. The Ballad of Wallis Island unfolds as a gently surprising story about art, regret, and the unexpected ways people leave their mark on one another, even when they don't mean to. One of the film's greatest strengths is its sense of place. While Wallis Island itself may not be a real location, the film makes it feel tangible, intimate, and quietly magical. G. Magni Augustson's cinematography captures the island with a warmth and an openness that instantly pulls you in, wide coastal views that make you want to pack a bag and go, balanced with close lived-in moments that ground this story so emotionally. And the setting never feels like a gimmick. Instead, it becomes this real crucial emotional buffer for the characters, a space where time slows down just enough for those unresolved feelings to surface naturally. Tim Key, I have to say, absolute delight as Charles, delivering one of those performances that feels effortless, but is clearly precise. His socially awkward eccentricity never tips into caricature, and the humor comes from, cadence, timing, and sincerity rather than punchlines. Tom Basden is equally strong opposite him. The chemistry between the two, it's immediate, funny, uncomfortable, and deeply human. Proof, these two have worked together for so long, and you feel it in every moment. It's like a Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter kind of a pairing, or Adam Sandler with almost any of his co-stars. These two, their dialogue crackles with awkward pauses, unexpected emotional turns, often leaving you laughing out loud before catching yourself being moved moments later. Director James Griffiths, reuniting with both actors, clearly understands how to let these performances breathe, trusting their rhythms rather than pushing for the easy laugh. And then you have Carey Mulligan, who adds a bohemian grace to the film that shifts its emotional center. There's an ease to her presence that makes it instantly believable why people are so drawn to her, and her chemistry with Basden feels layered and lived in rather than just nostalgic for nostalgia's sake. The film, in many ways, smartly subverts expectations, avoiding the neat emotional arcs you might think are coming, and even finds room to quietly acknowledge inequities, including disparities in recognition and value, without derailing the tone. Paired with a gentle, folksy musical sensibility, The Ballad of Wallis Island ultimately becomes a film about the relationships that shape us, romantic or otherwise, and how the echoes of those connections linger long after the moment has passed. Now, let's talk about box office and awards. At the end of its run, the film made $1,607,835 domestically, adding $4,635,010 internationally, for a worldwide take of $6,242,845. Critically, with 142 reviews, the film sits with a 96% tomato meter, and from over 100 audience reviews, a 93% on the popcorn meter. Award season-wise, the film is currently nominated for 3 BAFTA awards: Outstanding British Film of the Year, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actress for Mulligan. Basden and Key won 2 British Independent Film Awards for the screenplay and for joint performance. Basden, alongside Adam Ilhan, won for the Best Original Music, and the film was a nominee for Best British Independent Film and Best Debut Screenwriter at those awards as well. The film was also a Critics' Choice nominee for Best Comedy Movie and received another over a dozen nominations from various critic circles and film festivals. It was shortlisted for Best Original Song at the Oscars for the tune Our Love, a wonderful song, but was not successful in securing a nomination. So where do I land? This film was beautiful. Equal parts heartwarming and heartbreaking, funny and tragic. I can't help but give it a perfect 5 stars for all of its wonder. To catch this one, you have to head over to Prime, where you can catch it streaming. All right. Thank you all for joining me for episode 68 of Award Season Review, Season 4. We got 30 days left, so stay with me. It's only about a month's worth left, and then we're at the Oscars. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, drop your thoughts in the comments. You can follow me everywhere on social platforms, on Letterboxd, and of course, head over to cinephilemike.com for even more reviews and movie goodies. All right, I'll be back tomorrow with the next review, but until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.